The way that this job came about was that a friend who worked at the State Arts Commission knew that the current co-director of the festival was leaving, and somehow she recommended that they talk to me. And I programmed that next summer, and the first artist that I brought was B.B. Miller. For me, it was always about the people. You know, I wanted to know who the people were. I wanted to connect with the people as well as the work. So BB, you know, with BB, it was just, there was an automatic chemistry and a connection to the people in the company and to the work. I'm not just looking for people who do well on stage. I'm looking for people who want to be part of a community, who are generous, who love to teach and are really, really good teachers, who are makers and who are performers, who are sort of living the continuum and doing everything, because that's what we're doing here. So I almost never bring a company in just to jump on stage and leave again. I want them to engage. I want that network to keep building. Working with artists over time, over the arc of their career, and giving them a home, giving them a place where they know they can come back and experiment and build and show and try things, has been so important to what Bates has been about and what I care about. The International Visiting Artists Program started when Shapiro and Smith were invited to South Africa by the State Department, and they were the first American dance company that had gone. They had just been at the festival, so they talked about it. So then the Department of Cultural Affairs contacted me and said, we've heard all about Bates and we want to send South African artists. I'm like, great! And I knew from the first year that the artist I wanted was Vincent Mansue. And so it wasn't until year 3 or 4 that he was finally available to come. And of course, we've worked with him ever since. And we were the first entity in the US to bring him. I kept getting calls from parents saying, where can I send my teenager who wants to study modern dance? And there just wasn't any place. There were tons of ballet programs. And after a while I thought, maybe we should start a Young Dancers program. So sort of off we went, taking the model of the professional program and making a much smaller, more focused program with a lot of support around it, but the same ideas, and more of the idea, even more of the idea of teachers teaching as a team and really reinforcing the information across. And YAP was sort of a result of having Jane Weiner here. I don't know whose idea it was, but at some point between us, we thought, we're bringing all these amazing artists from all over the world to this community that's quite underprivileged. There's no art in the schools anymore, so let's get these groups together. So the first year, we got a free space donated downtown on Lisbon Street, a studio, and we put the word out and 100 kids showed up. And then we slowly built a team. And the kids that come to the program very often will come in at 7 years old and want to stay until they age out at 16. And then they don't want to leave. Yeah, so I think it works. It's been a big success. I think the first site project we did here was in 1995 with Jean Mosier up on the mountain, and incredible piece. And I just love the work. I just love the way that when you take performance into either an architectural site or a natural site, it changes one's experience of that site forever. I was involved with a national group of people, and we sort of tried to form a national network early on that we called the Environmental Performance Network. And the field and the funders just weren't ready for it. And so it was very difficult to get support behind it. I think it's like a really great thing for our field, because just being stuck with trying to get butts and seats and survive on how many tickets you can sell it's a model that doesn't work anymore. I feel like music is so important in what we're trying to create, that to have live music and to have musicians of the caliber that we're lucky enough to have here, who are on an even par with everyone else, with all of the choreographers and all the makers and teachers. I think that that's one of the things that has really raised up the festival and given it this beautiful sort of container, the soundscape of the festival. And they're all so committed to dance, and they understand it so well. And I always say that being a dance accompanist is a very unique thing, and every musician can't sit in a dance class and do it. I've envisioned the role of the festival as an educational space is to try and activate mind, body, and spirit. And I think I say that to the students all the time. We're not a place that's just trying to help you, with your technical chops. And from the young dancers, really down to the yappers, to think more globally about what does it mean to be an artist? How can I have an impact on my world? What do I care about? Those are sort of the things that have driven the educational philosophy. That I hope that I can take that idea, and maybe there are other institutions that would be interested in trying to, get at some of those goals as well.